you don't need to know what happened to Thanos to enjoy this show.
Yo, let me tell you, Echo is phenomenal. Like, I love stories like Ozark, Sons of Anarchy, and this is like the MCU version of that, and I absolutely love it.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Has the Marvel Spotlight, has that been thought of for a while prior to Hawkeye, or when did you guys make that decision to focus on Marvel Spotlight?
Marvel Spotlight was something that we came up with in post-production on Echo. It's interesting, having been a film producer and a television producer, learning sometimes the hard way the difference between the two mediums. Right. A film is like a statement, but a show is like a conversation.
Sure.
And it's a conversation with multiple writers in the room. It's a conversation with your directors, the ensemble cast. It's longer. It takes place over a longer period of time, and ultimately, it's a conversation with the culture.
Sure.
So, as part of the cultural conversation, it was important for this show to set expectations in a way that told the audience or conveyed that you don't need to know what happened to Thanos to enjoy this show. You can.
Sure.
You can. And she lives and breathes in the same world, but you don't have to.
Sure.
And we wanted as many people to experience this show as possible. So anyone who's a casual fan or doesn't know any of the other stuff could jump in blind and enjoy it on its own terms.
Speaking of Thanos, it feels like Wilson Fisk is kind of like the Thanos of this street level corner of the MCU. Is that the case going forward? Is he kind of like what we're building towards?
Oh man, you kind of hit the nail on the head. I can't say too much, only that as a chapter in Wilson Fisk's life, this is a crucial one, and sets the stage in some remarkable ways for what's coming next.
Can you talk about working with the Choctaw Nation to kind of bring this authenticity to Maya?
Yeah, I mean, they were partners since the beginning. Sid, our director and executive producer, went to Oklahoma and pitched the show, and always had a very talk about a conversational approach. Sure. That's always been Sid's vibe. She's one of the most collaborative filmmakers I've ever worked with, and I think certainly that was the case with her interactions with Choctaw Nation, and they were part of the DNA of the show from the beginning. I would say, like, sometimes consultants kind of are a layer on top. This was like it's all braided together.
Right. In that first episode, we see this amazing fight scene with Daredevil and Maya. It is absolutely incredible. Now, I have a question about Daredevil. Is everything that happened on the Netflix series a part of the sacred timeline, or is it not?
So I can say that we've been up until this point, we've been a little bit cagey about what's sacred timeline, what's not sacred timeline. That was born of, frankly, a period at the studio where we were like, we have to stick the landing with Avengers.
Sure.
It was another part of the company developing the Netflix stuff. We were aware of what they were doing. They were aware of what we were doing, but it was a lot. It was a lot to balance anyway. But now that some time has passed, now that we see how well integrated the stories are, I think that I personally, Brad Winderbaum, would be confident in saying it is part of the sacred time.
Well, Brad, amazing, man. Look, Echo hits on every level. Like I said, this is the intimate MCU story that I wanted, and it hits perfectly. Thanks so much, Brad.
Thanks, bro.